Tractors and lorries on the motorways, hazard lights glowing, been there for days. Now in smaller towns the story's the same. It's real life hardship, it's not a game. A man can't drive, a woman can't work without counting every mile and every euro. It hurts, and the voices are rising in frustration and fear, but the suits in the dawn are refusing to hear. So we stand on the roadside together as one, all day long to the setting sun, all night to whatever it needs. The people of Ireland stand against greed. Oh, the price of fuel from the tax that they take needs government action. Give us a break. We'll stand until a solution is found. A nation's not numbers, it's the folks on the ground. There's a nurse in Limerick counting her pay, trying to stretch it just to get through the day. A haulier in Mayo with his engine shut down says he's losing his living just riding through town. The farmer can't plow, the tradesman can't go. Every mile is a burden, every tank runs low. All our concerns are true and fair. Are the government deaf, or do they just not care? So we stand on the roadside together as one, all day long to the setting sun, all night to whatever it needs. The people of Ireland stand against greed. Oh, the price of fuel from the tax that they take needs government action. Give us a break. We'll stand until a solution is found. A nation's not numbers, it's the folks on the ground. So bring out your banners and feel the pride. Stand shoulder to shoulder, side by side. For it's not just today, it's the years ahead, for the children to follow the roads we tread. So Leinster House, feel the ground shake, for every small voice that you choose to forsake. We're not backing down, we're not walking away till you sort this out, hear the people say. Hey. So we stand on the roadside together as one, all day long to the setting sun, all night to whatever it needs. The people of Ireland stand against greed. Oh, the price of fuel from the tax that they take needs government action. Give us a break. We'll stand until a solution is found. A nation's not numbers, it's the folks on the ground. You can't tax people into an abyss. You can't build a country going on like this. There's a fire in the towns, on the roads, in the lanes, and it's louder than any political game. So we stand on the roadside together as one, all day long to the setting sun, all night to whatever it needs. The people of Ireland stand against greed. Oh, the price of fuel from the tax that they take needs government action. Give us a break. We'll stand until unless solution is found. A nation's not numbers, it's the folks on the ground. A nation's not numbers, it's the folks on the ground.
Hey, welcome back to the Rudy Bruce broadcast, and I've got a show for you tonight. And I think, with any luck, it'll wake up a few if you share it out, okay? So you're just joining the Rudy Bruce broadcast. We are 5:59 minutes in, and we're going to start the show pretty soon. So, share. Let's let them know I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the way we get the conversation going. And I think we've got lots to talk about tonight. But it means tuning in to a little side of the coin of what the hell is going on here in Canada. The people in Ireland have sure taken notice, and they've all come together. And the big problem is in Canada, why haven't all the people come together? And that's what we're going to explore today on the show. The Irish did it. Why isn't Canada doing it? Okay. And is the government really your friend? Come on. So share it out, guys. Share it out there. And let's have a show. Okay?
They talk shit, I don't talk to hypocrites. If you hate me, that's just fine. Go on down and get in line. They try to tell me what I need, and it sure ain't nothing good for me. Don't care what they say, it's all just talk. Gonna head my way and walk my walk. They try to bend me, but I won't break. I pay no mind to the noise they make. I keep my head, I hold my ground. Ain't no man gonna knock me down. They can swing, but I won't flinch. I was built for times like this. So talk your shit, but be aware. I don't care.
Okay. So that's just a little bit of an understanding of, what the show's about. It's about serious people coming together and sharing out a message. Because the message is very important, okay? To know what's going on in your country with who's running the country. What the fuck is really going on here, okay? In your country. We got 12 in here. It's 6:02. I guess I'm still not done with my opening draft. So, share it out there, ladies and gentlemen. I would appreciate it. I want to get into that in a minute. I really do.
Calling me home. I've held hands in the worst of nights, kept my word when it cost my pride. I don't fold when the truth cuts deep. I don't promise what I can't keep. I've been low, I've been tested hard, lost a few, left a few scars, but I don't drown in what I face. I let it hit, then I brace. When it gets lonely, when it gets thin, when the fight's outside and within, I don't run, I don't bend. When I stay, I don't fall. When I hold When it's dark, when it breaks, you can lean, I won't shake.
Okay, we got 18, so it's getting there. Come on, people. Okay, it's Friday night. You just get home. You know, you've had a hard day at the office, and you don't have time to tune in to what the fuck is going on in your country. Come on. Are you mean to tell me, okay, that Canadians are coming home and instead of watching social media, they're watching the CBC? Are you shitting me? After everything that's happened in Canada, you think that everybody comes home and tunes in to the CBC? Really? You gotta give me a fucking break, okay? This is crazy. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, okay? Either you guys share this out there or I don't have to have a show. Doesn't matter to me. But from what I can see, not enough people are sharing the show. So if you don't want to show, you know, keep this bullshit number up here of 18. Right now there's 18. Okay. And a lot of work kind of goes into what I put out there. I mean, I don't just sit here and do my own thing. I'm looking into politics and what the fuck is going on with our economy. And you mean to tell me that out of 49 so-called Canadian fucking people, that there's only 21 of you now in here that are smart enough to come home and turn on the Rudy Bruce broadcast at 6 o'clock? Really? I'm also on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. There's two channels going on here, and there's 21 of you Canadians that are supposed to be uniting in a sense of knowing what the fuck is going on in Canada. Hello? Are you fucking serious? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea of how corrupt? I mean, it's an actual question. Do you have any idea exactly how corrupt the government actually is in Canada? Do you have any fucking clue? Okay? And we have 24 in here. And you don't think that the seriousness of this corruption of what is going on with Carney is worth 24 of you in here on social media tuning in to what the fuck? Like, for example, the independence situation in Alberta, for example, okay? What's my opinion of that? Well, I'll tell you something. There's a lot of shit going on there, okay? Which I'm going to get into. But what about other shit? Like shit that the government's trying to bury because of what they've done. Don't you think that's a little important to know a little bit about? Or am I wrong here? Okay. Am I wrong to get the conversation going amongst you Canadians? Because I don't think you get the gravity of how seriously corrupt the government is. And it's not just the government, it's also police stations and solicitor generals that are also very corrupt. Let me tell you, when I was out there protesting in Calgary, this was over 5 years ago, with a bunch of us. Pastor Arthur was there, I was there was a few others. And the cops are out there, and you know what the fucking cops are doing? They're out there with their little cameras, taking pictures of all of us out there, trying to stand up for Canadians and Canadian culture and rights and human rights and so on and so on. Pastor Arthur Wild, I don't know how many times, or 27 times he got charged for feeding the poor in Canada, in Calgary, for feeding the poor. No. If that doesn't perk you up a little bit, you know, about what the fuck is happening in this country, then what does? I mean, I see a lot of you slow down for a motor vehicle accident to see if there's a dead guy or not. Well, there was a lot of dead people over COVID, which we're going to get into. I'm still not up there yet. I'm still not satisfied with the numbers. We're at 27 now. Exactly. Our federal government is all too corrupt. Exactly. You know, and you got to fucking wake the fuck up, people, okay? That's why I'm out here every fucking Friday at 6 o'clock. I don't jump all over the fucking week, okay, with this, with that, with this, with that. Like, look it, okay? I can only handle and so much of this shit of the government, okay? That's why I narrow it down to 1 day a week because, I mean, by the time you get to the end of the week, you're ready to vomit, okay, with all the fucking bullshit. But there is some good shit coming out of this, and that is Ireland. And Britain. Because this was just not an attack just on Canada. No, this was attack globally. And we're just always talking about Canada, but this was a global effort. And what was the global effort? Well, we're going to get into that too. But you got to tune in. You got to, you know, get with the program. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way you're really going to, get to understand it. And I'm 66. I've been on this fucking so-called country for quite a while. And I've trucked through it, all through it, for a long time. And who would know better than to tell you what the fuck? From one trucker to another, we have really got a problem in this country. And you think the war is over or some fucking shit? No. And so far, the the casualties have been on our side, not their side. Mostly. Mostly speaking. The casualties have been on our side. But first,
So, as much as I want to be making gardening content, the reality is a little bit different in Ireland at the moment. We are on day 7 now of the fuel protests. And I just want to say to every single one of you that have been out there, especially the ones that have been out there every day and staying overnight, to all the truck drivers, the farmers, the hauliers, the contractors, the whole lot of you, the whole country is so proud of you, and everybody's behind you, and the whole world is watching. And yeah, you're going to have the odd numpty like Mary there now because she might have missed a nail appointment, but forget about them. Never mind them. They're all right. And as much as I'd love to be out there every single day with you, the reality is someone has to stay back and grow the food. If you haven't noticed by now, and I've been shouting about this for many years, how fragile our food system really is. And I have to be very careful with my words here because since I've put up this video, my profile has been completely censored and all my new videos now have been completely demonetized. So I've...
You hear that? Because she's speaking the truth, she gets demodified or demonetized or whatever you call it. I'm not on that shit, so I say whatever the fuck I want and how I want. And if you don't like how I talk to you, I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm 66 and I'm frustrated, okay, with more uneducated Canadians and untouched, not tuned in Canadians, because this is a big fucking problem in our country, what is going on. And what's going on there is pretty much going on here too. Because this was a global thing, as I said before. So this is a big, major fucking problem, okay? If you get what I'm getting across to you. Because we still got this big fucking problem. And what's happening in Ireland is not fucking happening here. Is it? And we got the same problem. And yet our country, the so-called country, is in such a disarray now that Alberta wants to separate from Canada. And then we have, or from Federation, sorry. Then we have people saying, coming up, and these are the operatives, okay? I say they're so-called operatives. And they say, oh, no, there's no way that Alberta can separate. Are you shitting me? Even the natives think they get in on the act, okay? Saying, oh, no, there's treaties here, and blah, blah, blah. While they're milking us, okay? I got news for you. You can't hold an entire province hostage because of your little chunk of land. Are you shitting me? You have every right to fucking separate. And that's the last I'm going to hear about that shit. As long as Canadians, or Albertans in this case, come together. And quit bullshitting us. Because that's the big fucking problem in Canada. We've got a bullshit government that's so fucking corrupt. And I'll tell you, it spews down through the ranks into the police stations, especially the Calgary City Police Station. Okay? Oh, yeah, there are real prize winners. And also Edmonton. Okay? Out of all the police fucking stations that really pop out of my head, Saskatoon starts to creep up there. But these fucking police stations back the bullshit cop that is allowed to go shoot people and assault them and fucking get off on it. That's not justice. There was a documentary out I watched 2 or 3 days ago about the injustice of how Calgary cops are. This one in particular one. But he finally did get justice. But there was 3 victims that could have been saved had justice been served on the cop that was pulling that shit off. Yeah. And who's supposed to be watching our back? Each other, I would think. So the problem was the COVID thing. Oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. The COVID thing, okay? Now, the COVID thing happened 5-6 years ago, granted. But the problem here is that they're still injecting people with these fucking vaccines. And they haven't stopped. As a result, this shit's happening.
As many people now know, Canadian doctors have been dying suddenly and unexpectedly in large numbers. This really caught the imagination of people this summer when we had a cluster of these deaths right after the rollout of the second booster shot.
Next to a medical community in mourning, 3 doctors from the same hospital network dying within days of one another.
Their loss is being felt by many as officials look to respond to rumors circulating on social media.
Nathan, 2 of the doctors had...
I agree with that, Sean. It's not a vaccine, okay? It's a bioweapon. But they call it a vaccine still. This shit's still going on, and this is the manipulation here going on.
Connections to Trillium Health here in Mississauga. Trillium Health Partner says it's mourning the loss of 3 committed doctors. Their deaths all within a few days of each other. Dr. Lawrence Segal, a head and neck specialist, died after a year-long battle with lung cancer.
I have diagnosed tens of thousands of cancer patients with PET-CT, CT, bone scans, and so on, and I've treated several hundred cancer patients myself. And I can tell you the way some of these cancers are progressing, the rapid manner in which they're progressing is extremely abnormal, unusual, and to me, really unprecedented.
He was just 49, described as a devoted husband and dad, a lover of Air Jordans, movies, and cars. Dr. Stephen McKenzie passed away a day later after a serious illness. A neurologist with Trillium Health for more than 40 years, those close to McKenzie describe him as kind and gentle. A memorial notice for Dr. Jacob Sawicki was shared last week. He'd been with Trillium since 2014 and was director of pain medicine clinics. Sawicki is remembered for always having a smile on his face. Their passings were not related to the COVID-19 vaccine. We asked to please respect their family's privacy during this difficult time.
Here's where it gets good.
Now, over the weekend, we know that the chief of emergency medicine at North York General Hospital also died suddenly, apparently collapsed while running. The hospital network also trying to dispel any sense that that was connected to the COVID-19 vaccine as well.
A lot of these people are very, very young. I set a cutoff at the age of 70, but we are seeing a lot of deaths, doctors in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. What's remarkable about this particular list of 80 doctor deaths, other than the young ages, is the manner in which these doctors died. We see a lot of doctors who died while they were exercising. We have at least 3 doctors who died while they were swimming, 2 doctors who died while they were running, doctors who died while they were hiking, while they were cross-country skiing, climbing a mountain. And that's what's particularly, shocking about these deaths. These doctors who died while they were exercising, many of them were high-level athletes. We have an Olympian, 50-year-old Dr. Paul Hannum, Olympian, goes for a fun run at the age of 50 and collapses and dies on the spot. We have a triathlete, 27-year-old Dr. Candice Naiman in Ontario. She's doing a triathlon. She was doing them regularly, and she collapses in the swimming portion and dies a few days later. And so the nature of these sudden deaths is what's very shocking. Then, of course, there's a group of young doctors who are dying with rapidly progressive cancers. You have talked about turbo cancer, earlier in this show.
Okay. I think you get the drift. They get the shot because they're holding their practice, okay? They're ordered this structure thing, back, or don't come to work, okay? So they get the shot. So we have a lot less doctors in Canada now as a result of this. And that's why you're starting to see lineups at the emergency wards at the hospitals, because there's no family doctors or clinics. The clinics, and the wait time is like 3 friggin' hours, okay, to see a doctor. I mean, or 4 hours. It could be more than that. There are also people dying in emergency places, not even gotten in to see the doctor, dying in the waiting room in some provinces. The death rate in Canada has gone up. Okay? With all of this bullshit. And who started it? Who brought it in? Well, that was your friendly neighborhood government. How they pushed it on you and pushed it on you. Dress up in rehearsal with masks and phony tents in front of the hospitals. Right? That's who fucking pulled off COVID-19. Wasn't me, wasn't you. It was Mr. Trudeau and his cabinet liberals, and I'll bet you the money they must have made because of it. You know something I'll challenge right now today, Trudeau? That little fucking pepper shot you got in your arm, that was bullshit. I'll bet you don't have mRNA vaccine in you. I'll bet you that. Dollars to donuts. And same goes for a few of those other politicians that were in on it. They didn't get the real shot. Did you ever see Trudeau get his shot? That's not how you administer a fucking vaccine. And the nurse comes over and it's like she's sticking a fucking pin in a fucking dartboard, for Christ's sake. You know, nailed a donkey on the head there, kind of shot. Doesn't even do the nurse thing, cut, you know, get their feel for the arm to put it in the right place or nothing. Just, here you go, buddy. Yeah, right. Fucking bullshit. The doctors were too busy getting their shots and staying with the program because the hospitals were making money out of this shit. And so were the doctors. Well, maybe some of these doctors got what they fucking deserved because they didn't stand up like other doctors did. And they're taking a lot of ridicule in Canada for having stood up. Whistleblowers are taking this so-called ridicule for standing up for Canadians. Does that make fucking sense to you? Okay? Like if somebody's standing up there and saying, hey, you know, this is causing problems, and I did a study, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm not just talking bullshit, okay? Like I say, where is it? I think it's this one.
Well,
I said, well, you know what? Since the agenda is the vaccine, well, let's look at what the vaccine's doing in the microbiome. And that's at the same time as they started rolling these vaccines, I started enrolling doctors that basically were getting vaccinated. And I'm like, can I get your stools before and after you get vaccinated? And sure enough, people would come to me and they're like, hey, I heard you're testing the microbiome. I want to have my baseline because just in case I change, I want to know what microbes I had before. So I'm like, yeah, happy to do it. So, you know, this study, that was again, something I undertook myself and paid for myself. By the way, we applied for grants and all that, waste of time, waste of money. So I basically just dumped my money into this trial. So the first 4 patients I started noticing a month later, the bifidobacteria, this important microbe, is dropping in patients pre and post vaccination. So then I started like asking myself, wait a minute, what's going on here? I mean, is it creating a bifidophage? You know, because this is precision medicine. This is forensics of the gut, right? You've got your microbiome this way before and you've got it after, and it's the same patient, and only a certain group of microbes are getting killed. You got to pay attention. So then, you know, 10, 20, 30, 34 patients later, we're seeing this, you know, killing of the bifidobacteria. And so I wasn't going to first of all, there's no way I was going to publish this because nobody would have taken that. So I decided to submit it to the American College of Gastro as a presentation, as a poster. It got accepted at the American College of Gastro as a poster, and then it won the Best Research Award as a poster. So
okay. there's a lot of testing going on with these vaccines, and I mean real testing. This is just some of it I've heard. Okay, there is tons of it, and it don't look good. Okay, for anybody that took the real shot. Okay, it doesn't look good, and there's been a lot of injury and a lot of people hurt, and a lot of people died as a result of these fucking shots. Detective Helen Cruz was investigating. Now, all of you must know that name. Detective Cruz started investigating these baby deaths. And look what they did to her. That was the biggest show of corruption in the police force Unbelievable. Detective Cruz was right on the job, doing what a detective should be doing. And look what they did to her. 25, I think it's 20 to 25 years on the force. A detective starts to investigate baby deaths in relation to the COVID vaccine. And they ring her up on the carpet, and it's still not finished today. Like, holy fuck. Like, you want to talk about corruption? And this is the shit they're doing to Canadians. And if that's not good enough, then they jack the price up on fuel and blame it on the war. This is the cherry on top. Okay. You got this war in the Strait of Hormuz, but that's immaterial. We have tons of oil in Canada. They have oil in the United States. They have oil in Venezuela. It doesn't even go through the strait. So why do you jack up the price of fuel to Canadians? And then you turn around, Carney, and you say, oh, we're going to reduce it by 10 cents for a couple of months. Now, if that's not the biggest friggin' insult to Canadians, 231 for diesel, 270, 275 or $2 a liter in Lower Mainland for fuel, okay? I mean, there was a day when I used to put $5 in my tank and it would give me a quarter tank. I put $10 or sorry, $20 in, or maybe 25, give me half a tank. You know what it costs me now today? A lot more. Figure it out. That's like fuck years ago. Now you're putting out $1.70, 75 a friggin' liter. That's like $5 almost. Oh, that's $5 a gallon. You know how big a gallon is, right? You know how much fucking money, how much billions, how many billions they're raking. I mean, that's a gouge, okay? Like, really? I mean, shit. You know what I mean? I mean, like, really? I mean, you got to get your head around this because everything is trucked, okay? To start with, everything, okay? From gas to oil to everything you could think of, lumber, everything, food, everything. And when you're putting out 231 a cent per liter for diesel, that's over $2,000 a fill up to go from Vancouver to Calgary. And then it's over $2,000 again. You got to fill up again. That's over 2,000. I mean, this is skyrocketing the transport cost of delivering your food. So your food is, I mean, somebody's got to absorb that. Who do you think's going to absorb that? The customer. And who's the customer? Well, that's these big fucking grocery store chains and all these big, so they're going to pass that on down to you, the consumer. All because they want to gouge you for as much as they can at the pumps. And you're paying through the fucking nose. And not only that, okay, then you get to the grocery store. After you've put out a whole shitload of money on the gas, you finally get to the grocery store, okay? And for now, almost $40, $50, you get a bag of groceries, okay? If you go like maybe 4 or 5 bags of groceries, you might be looking at $200-300, maybe $400, maybe $500. Who knows? Depends on how many bags of groceries you get. If you get the right stuff. mind you. So after you get all the groceries and you another way back home, which costs gas too, you sit down and you have the groceries and all that. Well, shit. Tomorrow morning comes at 6 o'clock for some, and I don't know, 5:30 for others. They got to get up and do that whole fucking workday all over again, back and forth to work with the gas, and take a lunch because you got to have lunch. Come back and eat those groceries, and then at the end of the month, after all that work you done, and you get that $5,000 paycheck, right? Well, that $5,000, you're paying like maybe 15 to 2 grand for rent, plus all the gas you got to have for the next month, plus all the friggin' groceries. And by the end of the day, what have you saved? Sweet fuck all, maybe. I don't know. Depends on how much cheap food you get, I guess. And if that's not good enough for Canadians, people around us are dying because this so-called government that we got that is so proud of itself doesn't even admit to the fact that it's killing people with these stupid vaccines and the bullshit they put out. And don't forget, they want you to get into electric vehicles. That's probably why they got that gas jacked all the way the fuck up, eh? Because they want you to get into the electric vehicles and then, get away from the suburbs, move into the big cities so they can get you, sorted out for the 15-minute city bullshit they're trying to put on you. But the Irish got it in the right way. The Irish decided to stand up against that bullshit. They shut her down, baby. They told the government to go fuck itself, is what they've done. By coming together, as I've been saying for 11 years, you gotta stand together. They stood together 11, come on. You gotta give Ireland a pat on the back on this one, because they done it, okay? Seriously, look at us. We sent 2 convoys to Ottawa and had a bunch of protests across Canada. But it wasn't enough because, geologically speaking, Ireland's a different class as far as land mass and so on and so on. But Canada is Canada's a big place, okay? And we had a lot of responsibility to uphold Canada. But I don't feel we're doing it because they're controlling us more so now today than ever. Really, I get that feeling. I really do. After everything that's happened in this country with this corrupt government, and then not to mention the land grab that they're trying to give to the First Nations because we took their land over how many friggin' decades ago. Shit, we got to make these people in this generation pay for what happened in that generation. That I wasn't even born then. Were you? And we're supposed to feel like, they're owed this because it was their land first over decades and decades ago. And then they were so hard done by. Well, I believe the settlers were hard done by as well. Not just them, okay? This gets into a racial thing when you start to put the blame on the other race. That's where it all starts to get a little racist, I think. But aside from all that, we're all flesh and blood, you know? And this is a 2026. Surely we're more civilized today than we were back, in the 1800s? That we can't come onto a reasonable conclusion over this bullshit? Because it's starting to look more like a big money scam to me. Okay? When the people underneath these so-called First Nations aren't getting what they really need. I'm talking about the people on the reserves. They're actually living on the reserves. You think that all that money is flowing down to the people that need it? No. Chiefs are greasing their fucking pockets is what's going on here. And even they're speaking out about it. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to us to have us at odds over this dispute bullshit. Like, get over it. Let's get to a conclusion and be done with that. Because you cannot keep giving these bands billions and billions of fucking dollars because of something that happened eons ago. Like, come on. It's like shit or get off the fucking pot. You know? Pretty basic shit. It's time we do like the Irish. I hate to say it, but they really did it. They really came together and they really told their government, corrupt government, I might add, to stick it where the sun don't shine. Okay? You gotta admire them for that. I certainly do. And they did it because they know the seriousness of what is going on in their country. They're in tune with the politicalness of their country. The IRS was built back in the day because of this bullshit corruption of government, and they struck back. Okay? That was the whole purpose of the IRA. And the government, they think they're not going to pull all this bullshit off again? Who are they fucking with? Okay? And then the Irish, they come together. Okay? Like, really come together. You got to admire them. I mean, for what they've done for their country. That's what we should be doing. Instead of staying on one side of the fence or the other because of whatever fucking reason. Get past your reasons, okay? Because we've got a real shitty fucking government to deal with. And then we've also got the Alberta independence thing happening as well. And then you've got these instigators coming into the picture trying to say, oh no, they can't separate because of this reason, that reason, blah, blah. It never happened, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something, okay? Canada is really, really a fucking country, okay? We're each a province, and we're responsible for that province, those that are in that province, living in that province. Stewards of the province, the people of the province, okay? And that's what democracy is based on. Democracy? You know what I mean, you know what I mean? Like the people have a say. That's what it was all based on. It wasn't based on some chief's fucking treaty that formed Alberta. It was the people of Alberta. So if Alberta wants to separate, Alberta can separate, then they're going down the right path. But they also need, I mean, what's also needed is Saskatchewan and British Columbia follow suit. Because the stronger, I mean, if we're all together, if we could all come together, you know, even the Northwest Territories, Yukon, if we could come together, the western side of Canada, and say, fuck you, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You want to play this dirty fucking rotten pool game where our votes don't fucking matter in this country? And people get treated like shit in this country? We have the power to change that and change corruption in the police forces. Okay? We, the people, have that kind of power. But you got to get up and do it. You can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. What do you think? It's all going to come to you? Your freedom and your this and your that, your rights and everything? Really? Not going to happen, people. The way it is going to happen is when we come together and we stand up for this country. Now, that could mean signing the petition in Alberta for independence. It could mean the same thing in Saskatchewan. Could mean the same thing in British Columbia. But you, the people, have to come together to do it.
We're not backing down. No, we're standing tall. We're not going away. We're answering the call. Fight for what's right till justice sees the day. We're not backing down. No, we're here to stay. They can threaten, they can try to scare, but our voices echo through the air. While we are bound, we stand our ground until true freedom's found. We're not backing down, no, we're standing tall. We're not going away, we're answering the call. Fight for what's right till justice sees the day. We're not backing down, no, we're here to stay. Storms may come and shadows fall, but united we will break down every wall. With our strength, with our voice, hand in hand, we claim our future. Take a stand. We're not backing down. No, we're standing tall. We're not going away. We're answering the call. Fight for what's right till justice sees the day. We're not backing down. No, we're here to stay. No fear, no doubt, we stand our ground for truth and hope. Our hearts are bound. We're not backing down. No, we're standing tall. We're not going away. We're answering the call. Fight for what's right till justice sees the day. We're not backing down. No, we're here to stay.
Okay.
You are gonna.
We're not backing down. We're not backing.
Okay, boys, I got it. You're not backing down. And hey, my hat's off to the Irish. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you're over there now. He says, I'm over here now. Listen to this, Glenn. Let me see this. I'm over here now. Right on, Glenn. That's cool. I give them my love over there because I sure appreciate them standing up for their country. Because that's what being a real person of the country means. A real patriot. You know what I mean? Like, my hat's off to everybody in Ireland standing up on the roadsides and standing up against the cops. And here's another thing. And this guy says this so well. I think I'm going to put this in there. This is so well.
We're not. Us. Well, they won't be terrorising. You're meant to protect the British people first. They're illegal. They shouldn't even be here.
They shouldn't be. They broke the law when they crossed into this fucking country.
Stand with the people. We're your people. We are you. And you ain't even going to stand with us and say you agree with it. You know what's right and wrong. You know they're raping our children and killing people. Well, you're meant to protect us. When are you police going to stand up and support us and stand with us? The army needs to come out and protect us. We need the army.
Yeah. You shouldn't be fucking kicking them out.
Do nothing. You're not likely to give us a fucking hiding and you let them off. Yeah. Facebook posts, we get a couple of years. They rape girls and get community service because they don't know the age. They shouldn't be here. It's a disgrace.
Yeah,
they're illegal. We've got our homeless people and everything. Can't even get a night's night. They're in hotels eating food. Now you're doing all this place up to put them in here. You watch the crime go through the roof, you two.
I will go. Yeah. Mate, they couldn't even control 20 of us on the street, let alone 500 blokes who shouldn't fucking be here.
540. How are you going to let them? This is all filled with elderly people and children.
Brand new housing estate.
Amongst us. It's a fucking army.
Our army get ill and you go to a hospital. You can't get appointments. You can't get
people
bed.
first.
You can't. It's an absolute joke. The whole country is upside down.
It's a shit show.
Point, and more keep coming in droves. Absolute joke. If we can stand together, united, we can perhaps make a stand and do something. But
you get the idea? You cops out there going against the people and bashing heads with your batons and your fucking pepper spray. I'll tell you something. You know, you're fighting your own people and taking a paycheck and thinking you're proud of it. And I'm telling you, some of you fucking cops are so fucking corrupt. You're as bad as fucking politicians doing shit like that on a peaceful protest. Unbelievable.
We're not backing down.
Okay, guys, come on. You got to give it to them Irish. I mean, they fucking got backbone, okay? You got to give it to the Irish. Okay, guys, I think that's a mouthful for the show for tonight. I think we covered a lot of shit in a way, but basically the message is we got to be like the Irish, okay? Maybe we'll get somewhere. Maybe I'll do this one tribute to them.
Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Okay.
You're a small business.
No. I don't entertain commercials here except for maybe my own commercial. I don't have too many commercials. I try to avoid them, if you know what I mean.
Hello there. Thank you for joining us. This is the Rudy Bruce broadcast. You focus on the truth. I focus on the facts. People of Canada, your voice will speak a million strong. If we come together and fight what's going on. We got homeless people living in tents. Be compassionate, do not judge. Because 200,000 of us are using food banks. Where's the pride? Where's the pride? Where's our money we slave for? They cover it up. The working man is living poor. Rudy has true leadership. Speaking for the ones who are tired of this shit. Make the government officials get a grip. For everyone loses the respect. Something's wrong, open your eyes. They tell us lies, you're blinded to this and more. When your lawn, united, we fall. The time will come, the day is near, we will all march. So listen with your ears, we are not zombies or fresh meat. Let's grind up the government, make compost for the maple trees. Let's avenge the deaths of the ones who have fallen. Coronavirus, opioid, we're still trying. They thought they got away scot-free. We will get the last laugh, just wait and see. These talks we have on the broadcast will provide the guide. Let's do it fast. Taxpayers believe. For tuning in, we're opening doors. This is the real movement, people. Let's stand up, Canada, before we lose. These thoughts we have on the broadcast will provide the guide. Let's do it fast. Taxpayers believe we live strong and free. Everyone does. Are you kidding me? This is the real movement. People that stand up, Canada. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for tonight. And I do roughly an hour show. I start at 6. I try to get going as quickly as I can. And it's now 6:56. Every Friday, 6 o'clock, I come on. And I hope to see you again next Friday. And if there's something important that needs to be said, I'll come out and say it, like I did a video 2 or 3 days ago, and I came out and I called Carney a cocksucker. Because I think he's a real cocksucker. The guy gets a majority government, a sleazy way of getting a majority government, having people come across the aisle. That, to me, is dirty pool in politics, okay? He wasn't elected as a majority government, and he has a sneaky way of getting there. That's dirty pool. Anyway, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope the next week is good for you. And until next time, I'm just getting the word out there.